One.
Did you hear that, Arden?
You're already gone?
No, I'm not already gone,
I was about to say.
but Juan Garcia Brego is gone.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's right, he's gone, and he isn't going to come back.
And we're going to be talking about that a little later, I believe. How you doing, birthday girl Abigail?
I don't know. I mean, is it 45 or 54? I can't remember.
I'm saying it was 32. 32 years old today.
32. Nice.
32. So did you do anything fun?
Yes, I did. Well, I had to work. That was a bummer.
That's not fun.
But when I got home, there were a dozen red roses, a balloon, and dark chocolates.
Ah!
All my favorite things.
Man, your boyfriend must really, really care for you. Some would even say love you.
Yes, I would say that. I would say that. But, I mean, it's another year.
Another year, another dog treat. As Toto just ran up the stairs. So if he barks, he's part of the show.
There you go.
He's a crotchety old dog.
So we are a crotchety old
man
and a woman. The podcast that is about you, for you, and I totally messed it up. Arden, just say it.
Our podcast is with you, for you, and sometimes even about you. So I might make fun of some people today too. So
really,
yes. But here's a question. It's also Easter tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Happy Easter. What is your favorite Easter Passover movie? Because sometimes they fall in the same line. Do you have like a favorite one? Here, Peter Cottontail coming to town.
No, I like the religious ones.
So do I. Big fan of those.
The Ten Commandments.
You know, outstanding movie for Passover. And all of those movies are amazing. The Robe. That's a brilliant one. Basically anything with Charlton Heston in those times. I was actually talking about this movie the other day, Passion of the Christ. First of all, it's the only movie, it's a movie you can't see twice. Even though you knew the outcome going in, it's an emotional train wreck. It's so good. Only movie I've never finished my popcorn in. I actually put my popcorn down because I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I took my mom to it, and it's just a and it's so powerful, and it's in English subtitles. So you're just watching and reading, and it was still emotional. At one point, when Jesus was being whipped, I wanted to yell "Stop!" It's that brutal. Anyway, great movie.
You're making me cringe, and I've never even seen it.
Worth watching it. It's just amazing how they did it, and the actor literally suffered from it. He went into rehab and stuff because he was so emotionally drained, and a lot of the things he did, he was actually crucified a little and stuff. He actually lived the life as much as he could.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that.
That's pretty powerful.
Great
stuff.
Movie. Easter, the holiest day on the Christian calendar.
Yes, it is.
Most people don't even know that. Isn't that amazing? Most people think it's Christmas.
Right.
And Passover is the most important day of the Jewish calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I did remember last year, I actually asked this question was Easter, when Jesus was crucified, was that on Passover? And the answer was at the end of Passover. I heard them talking, they had the religious experts on, and it was on the final night of Passover.
I did not know that.
Isn't that amazing? Because, Jesus was Jewish. And all the disciples were Jewish. So, yeah, it was the final day of Passover. Pretty amazing stuff. The Romans, they were pagans. So, anywho, Abigail's in charge today. I'm going to drink some very warm, hot coffee on this
So
sort of day.
we're gonna dive into just a little few news tidbits. I guess we'll call this Abigail's news.
Yeah, I almost need a sound effect for that.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
So, first up, Arden, what'd you think of this Blue Origin flight?
Okay. Number one, that was ridiculous. Okay, I have no problem with the all-female crew, yada, 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 because, Democrats love that. What I found amazing is all of these people on Twitter are saying the landing was fake because it landed too easily. And they said when they were watching it live and then watching it over and over, it looks like they tried to open the capsule from the inside and a tech ran over and closed it and then reopened it from the outside. So I don't know if that was true or not, but just how they came out, Katy Perry talking about Mother Earth and how it's amazing to be a woman and feel like, oh my God, these people don't even know what a woman is. They can't describe it, but yet they're talking about it. So like, I didn't know. Did you think it was fake or not?
I didn't think it was fake. I thought it was just a little ridiculous. The spacecraft itself looked like a penis.
What was that?
I'm stating the obvious. It looked like a penis.
A penis.
And everybody watching that must have thought the same thing. It just was never said out loud.
I was wondering why Daniel kept calling me and saying, "Hey, you got to watch this." But here's an interesting statistic. CNN covered pretty much the entire landing, but yet when that woman Sunny Williams and Butch Winmer for what was it, the Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket was coming back,
Yeah,
they didn't cover it live.
of course not.
But yet this was all about the women. Wait, how can they keep talking about it being the women when they don't know what a woman is? They can't define it.
But the fact that they tried to act like they were astronauts.
They were ass.
I guess. It was pitiful.
Astronauts.
And then, I saw the little blip from Martha Stewart that was just classic.
How awesome was that?
Apparently back in 2007, she went on a Boeing 747, 757,
I don't know. A big plane.
A big plane, and went up into space high enough to be able to float. And she posted that. So she reposted it and said, quoted one of Katy Perry's songs. Do you know which song?
No.
It started with, "Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind?" And she wrote, "In case you spaced out in 2007, Martha has always been ahead of her time."
She really has been. she's awesome. I'm actually she's accepted and plays the funny person now. Because she actually is really funny. But wasn't William Shatner on a Blue Origin flight a while ago?
I'm not sure.
They just wanted to get Captain Kirk up into space and he came back and hurt himself on the landing. He actually got hurt on the landing.
All I know is Martha Stewart
Martha Stewart
has become a legend.
Awesome.
Did I ever tell you that my grandmother killed my grandfather?
Oh, okay.
It's a true story.
Okay, very scary.
But she went to prison, and guess what prison she went to? The same one Martha Stewart went to.
At the same time?
No. My grandmother's been dead a long time.
Oh, okay.
But Martha Stewart went to the same prison. Isn't that interesting?
They may have been in the same cell.
Maybe.
Wow, they could have been roomies.
Maybe.
Martha Stewart.
So then the other weirdo story of the week was this woman named Taylor Lorenz.
Once again, I can't use the word woman anymore. I'm just typing on that. I got to shut up.
Okay. Well, basically, this woman has established that her hero is Luigi Mangione, the guy that murdered in cold blood the CEO of a healthcare firm. And she, quote, kept saying that she felt joy when that happened. Now, Arden, explain that to me.
Well, first of all, this person, she's not a reporter, but she works, she's trying to be a journalist. And she's completely biased. And she says he's handsome, he's brilliant, he's smart. And basically fawning. I like that word, fawning over him. And what is wrong with all of these people loving criminals? And it's a definite sickness that seems to be like, I don't know. I've never thought any. I mean, it's like, I don't want to say Robin Hood syndrome, but it's not. I mean, that guy is a murderer. He killed him in cold blood. I don't care why he did it. He just did it. But there's always these people.
I'm thinking about it. I mean, the women like him because he is very good looking. I'll say that. But you've got a lot of women that adore evil men.
Right.
And usually it's because they're attractive. Now, I don't see that flipped over. I don't know many men that worship and idolize women that are in jail or imprisoned. Do you know? Can you think of anyone?
I can't think. Well, maybe. There was like that one girl, I think she got off. It was like in England or Scotland. She like killed maybe.
Amanda Knox?
Was it Amanda Knox? Like she was cute. Was
so
it
there was, I know, but I still stand by what I'm saying. That
what about the Menendez twins?
Yeah, same thing. There's a lot of women that fell in love with them.
Yeah.
Because they're good looking, they're young, and but my whole point was, and you tried to kill it.
Sorry, I didn't actually.
There's not many men that are obsessed with women killers.
No, I really don't think so. But there probably are. I just, you know what though, you don't really. This is not a sexist remark, but you never hear of like women killing like if they killed their husband because the husband cheated on them. Yeah, that's not like real big news. But there is no like OJ version in a woman. Like there's not some woman who just like is famous who kills someone, or a woman who like kills someone that's very, very important.
Yeah.
I mean.
Anyway, this woman, what's her name? Taylor Lorenz, is a total whack job.
Yes.
And hopefully she will shut up and quit talking, because it was really an embarrassment to womankind. So, Arden, there's a recently released movie that they call Minecraft, which I've actually heard of. I know it's a video game, but that's all I know.
Okay, so we talked about this like 3 weeks ago about Minecraft, very briefly. And now, so I talked about this whole thing with Chicken Jockey. They say at one time in the movie, and all the adolescents in the movie they start screaming and they start throwing their popcorn, kind of like the old Rocky Horror Picture Show. Mm-hmm. So it caught on. By the way, it's like the #1 movie in America. So, I mean, it's huge. And they're still doing it. And, all of a sudden they're now saying that kids cannot be unaccompanied. But now, Jack Black, who is the main character in the movie, I don't know what his name is. I don't know anything about Minecraft. He now they're delaying the movie, and he's going to theaters. Keeps going to, not one, he keeps going to theaters all around the country and starts yelling Chicken Jockey. Just so the kids, before the movie starts, are going crazy. And then he just starts sitting in there and just talks to the kids. And then he leaves.
Really?
Yes.
That's a way to drum up business.
Yes, it is. Now, personally, I can't stand Jack Black. I mean, there's movies he's been in that I liked. I just can't stand him. He annoys me. Mm-hmm. He could be my evil twin if I had a beard like that. Mm. Same body shape, basically, except he's got a thicker beard. And he can't sing, but he makes this whole thing about he sings in almost every one of his movies too.
So I take it Minecraft is doing better than Snow White.
Yes.
Actually, I think Snow White's already out of the theater.
It's already out, and Disney's now starting to get worried that the Fantastic Four movie is going to bomb. All because they decided that the Silver Surfer, I know I'm getting nerdy, the Silver Surfer is portrayed by a woman. Mm. It's a male person, and there was already a movie made by the other film company, I'm sorry, that made maybe like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And it had the Silver Surfer in it. And he did an amazing job. The guy.
Right.
So like, why? Why Disney? Why?
Well, I guess you won't be going to see that.
No, I will not.
Okay.
Can't tell you the next movie I'm going to be going to.
All right. Now on to the hot political story of the week. The fate of Juan Garcia Abigail.
Bum, bum, bum.
we have Senator Van Hollen
Chris Van Hollen.
from, I would say, the great state of Maryland, but I don't like Maryland, but we'll stick with Maryland.
Possibly my brother's favorite senator. Possibly.
Really?
Possibly.
Really?
Yes. He can only pick one of two.
Well,
There's only two.
It's just all one big debacle for the Democrats, in my opinion.
Okay. Let's just simplify this as much as possible. Let's really simplify this. Okay. He's an illegal alien. Correct?
True.
Done. Case closed. I don't think they literally voted to get Trump in to kick out all illegal aliens. That alone gets him kicked out of the country, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Now, you add up that, I mean, there these court cases that the Republicans are talking about are old, and then they have the Democrats talking about court cases where he was said that they couldn't send him back to El Salvador. He's an El Salvadorian citizen who came to the U.S. illegally, and the Democrats are fighting to get him back here where he could be and should be redeported again, but not to El Salvador.
Correct. But he had 2 times that he was deemed to be an MS-13 gang member in the courts. Twice it happened.
Twice.
And the caveat was he was to be deported, but not to El Salvador because he was afraid of retaliation from another gang. So right there, he's admitting that he's involved in gangs.
And that gang no longer exists in El Salvador, so he can go back.
Right. And ultimately, the guy's a scumbag. He was convicted, or his wife put in 2 restraining orders against him because he beat her, he ripped off her shirt. He is a wife abuser. And then a third allegation came out that seems to be panning up, is he was pulled over in Tennessee?
Yeah, something like that.
Tennessee, and he had 8 other men in the car with him.
Mm-hmm.
And none of them could give an address other than Juan Garcia's house.
Mm-hmm.
No luggage in the car, nothing. And he claimed he was driving them from Texas back to Maryland from a construction job. But the cop suspected trafficking and did nothing.
I'm just so okay. I go to Canada illegally. I sneak into Canada illegally. I beat up my wife, and basically I traffic other Americans into Canada. And then the Canadian Prime Minister sends me back to America, and some people in Canada want me back there again.
I mean, but let's talk about your senator there,
Chris Van Hollen. Oh my God,
Mr. Fun.
Okay, Mr. Fun. Wow, that's my brother, by the way, in case people want to know.
Well, Mr. Fun lives in Maryland, so his senator is Senator Van Hollen, who goes down there and insists on meeting with Juan Garcia and gets one, and it's a total photo op.
And scary. So this guy who is a suspected now, by the way, MS-13 is now on the terror list. So as a gang, they are terrorists. You have a U.S. senator sitting roughly 2 feet in front of a assumed terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
There's not is there any protection? That guy could have grabbed a fork and stabbed him.
Yep.
And can you imagine the props he would have gotten in that prison if he had killed a senator? I mean, and Red Holland is, I mean, they're drinking. By the way, there's no food there, but there's these little empty glasses with little cherries in them. I mean, they were having margaritas. He's drinking margaritas with a terrorist.
Well, I mean, he said, we didn't drink anything out of it, and he said it was a photo prop, and it's like, yeah, so it's convenient to say it's a photo op because you had margaritas sitting on the table, but yet you're admitting that you totally took the photo to be a prop
on taxpayer money.
That's right.
Now, did you see the mom, Patty Murrin?
Yes, I did.
talk about her daughter. She said that Senator Van Hollen had never reached out to her, never
I
talked to
believe
her.
it.
So what a scumbag! Like, here's a woman. By the way, she is actually one of his constituents.
Listen, he's a scumbag, but the Democrats are on the wrong side of history with this one.
100%. I want to meet someone who thinks this is a great. I don't care if you're fighting for they deserve rights. They deserve rights. He broke the law when he entered the country illegal right off the bat, and that alone should have him thrown out. Done.
Yeah.
I mean, they want rights for him. You know what? Guess Patty Mirren who pays taxes, paid for that trip for that scumbag.
Yes. Yes.
And it's like AOC visiting the border and crying about kids in cages that were actually Obama's cages.
Well, they say now she's the front runner for 2028.
Please.
I say bring it on.
Let her be.
And Kamala may not even be able to run for governor of California. She's not doing well in the polls.
No. It's embarrassing.
She's a horrible candidate, and I'll say it, she's a horrible person.
Yeah, and Biden. Did you see Joe Biden try to give a press speech? It was just like it was slow.
It was painful.
It was like, what's the point? Just go away, Joe Biden. Relax and enjoy your government paychecks and all the money you embezzled. All right, I can't talk anymore about that. It's frustrating.
Well, stay tuned. We'll see what happens this upcoming week.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit sports, Arden.
Okay, so this will be fast. So first of all, I'm having a bad day. The Yankees suck. They freaking blew a 4-run lead in the 9th inning and then lost in extra innings because they refused to bunt.
And it was because I came downstairs during the
Abigail
game.
is bad luck. The Yankees were winning by 4, bottom of the 9th. She comes down, base hit, home run in the 10th, game over. Even Toto was upset. Bullpucky. Anyway, but that's not really what gets me mad. As you know, I'm one of the 10 people in the country that love the UFL, and the UFL. I am so angry at their stupid betting lines. I hate it. So in the last game, the DC Defenders, there's about 8 seconds left on the clock. They're up by 1. Okay, they have the ball. They can kick a 50-yard field goal to win the game. Mm-hmm. That would actually end the game. And then kick off, blah, blah, blah. Now, what happens is they were debating, should they punt? Should they have the punter run around like crazy, trying to run out the clock? But they said, no, let's go kick the field goal. We'll be up by 4. We're going to win this game. So the kick is going on, and you know what they were talking about? The betting line. They were talking about the over and under. They're like, oh my God, if he makes it, you're going to get the over on this one. And boom, kicks it. It's good. Instead of saying the Defenders win, oh, we got the over. They're celebrating gambling. It really pissed me off. Not that the Defenders won, and by the way, they're 3-0. It was really annoying. So that really irked me. They play tomorrow. If they win again, they're 4-0. Be awesome. And finally, the NHL. My New York Rangers did fire their coach. They should have fired him. I mean, he couldn't win, but this is the first time ever the original 6 teams. None made the playoffs except the Canadian team, the Montreal Canadiens. I'm sorry, the American teams. The first time in a history of the original 6 that the 4 American teams did not make the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, the 2 Canadian teams did. 3 years ago, 0 Canadian teams made the playoffs. This year, almost every single one of them.
Well, like you have to have a little shame for the UFL. I have a little shame about the WNBA, but it's coming back, and I'm looking forward to the season.
And, we were going to talk about that girl who was possibly the first-round pick.
She was.
Oh, they had the draft already?
Yeah, last week.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, so Paige, I think it's Brucker or something like that. She went number 1 to the Dallas Wings, I think.
Wow, so 2 white girls back to back.
Yes, I thought about that myself.
And she's straight, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's going to get the same treatment.
We'll see.
I'll watch a few games with you. I do that.
All right. Okay, let's go on to 3 burning questions.
3 burning questions.
I think you just answered this one potentially, but
All right, well,
what
I'm
is
ready.
something that you hate that everyone else loves?
Besides the UFL, you know what? I'll say I still enjoy animated cartoons,
Okay.
even though somebody keeps watching South Park. I won't name names.
I did watch another episode last night.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. If someone offered you $1 million
Okay.
to break up with your significant other, which would be me, would you do it?
Oh, hell no.
Honey, I'm not worth $1 million.
I'm sorry, $1 million? That ain't nothing.
Oh.
I mean, if you were talking a couple billion,
Okay.
you know what I'd do? I'd break up, and then 2 days later, we'd be back together in a big ass house on a big ass yacht.
Okay, so you're in a public restroom and you just went poo.
Yes.
You realized your stall is out of toilet paper.
Yes.
What do you do?
First, I knock on the doors. Hey, buddy, next door.
Okay.
Or, worst case scenario, I get up, I open the door, I look around and see if they have the pull down towels or not. I pull my pants up as high as they can go without touching. Ew. And then I like hop like a rabbit, grab those towels and run back. Or I go into the stall next to me and just pretend that I'm
Or
there.
you wish you were a dog and could squeeze your butt cheeks so much you wouldn't have
Yeah.
any left.
By the way, some men's toilets are open. And this is a disgusting story. So we're at a bar in Montreal, Canada, and we went to this place possibly that has the greatest hamburgers ever. It's called the Peel Pub,
Right?
but they're made with so much fat. It's like 50% meat, 50% fat. That myself and one of my friends got so sick. We were at a bar, just sitting there pooping away, and we're just like talking to each other because there was no doors.
Ooh.
And then no side. So you're looking at the other guy, and you just, I mean, we were having like tuba solos.
Okay, I shouldn't have even gone down this pathway.
Funny story. Funny story. Daniel was not there. Alfred was though. But he didn't go in there. He's like, "What happened to you guys? You died?" All right, we got Trumpy Orb time, right?
Yep.
All right, I get to go first. Trumpy Orb, let's get serious for the first time. You've had some setbacks with the Supreme Court, especially with your person, Amy Coney Barrett, by the way, who's proving that she's not 100% going to vote with Trump, another lie by the Democrats. Do you believe that the Supreme Court will now start to side with you more often and start listening to public opinion, which is not right? Come on, Trump your orb. There we go.
Absolutely.
Nice. All right, good. He's got faith in the system.
Okay. Monday is Arden's first day back to work.
Oh, God.
And he has been a devout parent to our dogs,
Mm.
Toto and Benji. And they've hung out together for a long time. So my question to Trump Orb is, will the doggies miss Arden on Monday?
We're going to see what happens.
Oh!
All right. All
At
right.
least it didn't say no.
Yeah, well, he's going to see what happens. Okay. So, Trumpy Orb. Donald Trump, in one poll this week, had you with a 56% approval rate. Your overall approval actually hit 51% on average. Do you believe that average will go all the way up to 60?
I have no idea.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, thank you, Trumpy Orb.
Speaking of Trump, he has petitioned the Congress now to defund NPR and PBS.
Oh, wow.
What do you think about that?
Well, what about all those Muppets? Won't they be homeless? Where are they going to go?
No.
Where will Big Bird go?
I don't know.
Don't. Please. Will Oscar the Grouch have to live in a garbage can somewhere else? Who's going to feed the Cookie Monster?
They get plenty of money from donations and other organizations. They do not need taxpayer funds.
Well, after that court hearing, where the woman actually was like, "Oh, every single member of the board and are all of the news
It
anchors
was
are all
employees.
employees. They were all Democrats,
Yes.
100%. Okay, yeah." And then she was like, "Oh, hell, could just get rid." And but when are we going to touch the UN? Why does America spend 60% on the UN?
I don't know, but we don't even have a person representing us yet, do we? Because it was going to be Pace or Mace.
No, it wasn't Mace. It was the other girl. Not Lee Stefanik.
Oh, Lee Stefanik.
Look at that! I finally got my memory back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Lee Stefanik, and I think they have someone who's nominated.
But they haven't confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know if the UN even meets all year long. I have no idea. All I know is that we pay for 60% of it. Can we just move it to Europe? Just get rid of it. Just let the Europeans have it. We don't need it. I mean, talk about like prime real estate land. Trump can just build that all up. Mm-hmm. Think we could house all the illegals there. There you go.
Yeah,
just move it back.
We're winding down here, but I'm going to bring up the Russia Ukraine. Apparently, Putin is calling for a ceasefire until Monday, but and I'm reading that Trump and them are going to give up on this because both leaders are totally not being serious about peace.
They're not being serious. In some cases, I actually heard something today that really shocked me, that Russia may be wanting to do this to lower their own population because their population is in a decline, that they may want to, and even though they're not a communist country, they still almost act like it, where they may be trying to lower the amount of people they have who aren't producers. And then the other side was that Zelensky has not fully called up his younger fighters. All men between, like, if they're, like, if you see who invaded Normandy in the United States in World War II, they were between the ages of 17 and 25. That group has not been called up by Zelensky. He's not calling up the younger people.
Huh.
If he started calling those people up to fight, all of a sudden they would probably start changing. So it's the older men. Now, the reason you want younger men is, honestly, they're in better shape. I mean, you get a 50-year-old man like me, who literally looks like Jack Black, literally running. I'll be falling, I'll pull something, but these young kids, they'll be able to run full speed. Mm-hmm. They're stronger, faster. That's why you do it. And he's not doing it. So, you know what? I don't know. I personally, let's solve some issues. All the illegals, let's send them to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, MS-13, they're armed. They know what they're doing. They know how to operate heavy weapons. Give them some guns. Let them go.
Well, MS-13 actually prefers knives.
Well,
they
that
like
is
to
true.
Cut people.
That is true. They like to chop them up in little pieces.
Because it's more painful.
Yes. But, okay, so we'll give them some machetes. We'll send them to both sides. Let's make it fair.
All righty. Everything all set, Arden?
I think so.
All right.
But we can talk over the music, too. Oh, but who sings this song?
You don't know who sings this?
Off the top of my head, no. I've heard the song probably on classic rock. Oh, the Eagles, duh. I'm sorry. When you listen to classic rock, this is on, like, all the time.
Right.
But I'm not an Eagles fan. I don't have a single Eagles record or album or anything.
All right. Well, tell everyone how they can reach us.
Okay. You can reach us on X at Crotchety Old Man. That's X at Crotchety Old Man. Hey, let's get international again. We did. We had some Australian listeners. Yes. So we were fun. But spread the word. Call us. Be on the show. We'll talk about Abigail's heating and air conditioning.
Oh, no.
It's like 95 degrees in here.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye.